Hello guys, in this video I will talk about ProjectMaker workspace. It's a part of ZennoPoster complex, ProjectMaker.exe software, where you'll spend most of your time while using our tools. This one allows you to create, record and edit your projects, which will later run in ZennoPoster as bots. How it looks like. It has several main parts. First one is browser. Here it is. Next one is project model, where you can see blocks which are connected to each other in group or via arrows. You can see that each of action can have two exits, success one and red one is fail. There are more basic windows which you can add to ProjectMaker workspace. I record my video on a small screen size to allow users with small screens to see clearly settings of actions and so on. But if you have big screen, you can organize these windows the way you want. For example, let's pick first one, minimap. This window allows you to easily navigate through your project. Especially it's very useful if you have big one project or really big screen to spend spare space of ProjectMaker for this window. But I will show you basic things that you can do with these working models. You can drag each of them and drop it wherever you want. For example, for smaller screens, I suggest to combine several windows in one, like this. As you can see, it has tab now, and you can select what you want to do at the moment. I don't usually use minimap, that's why I will close it for now. Let's check second one, project. Project is open, it's a map of your actions. Next one is action properties. When you click on each action properties model window will show you settings which you can edit or just open and see how this action should work. Maybe it's something unusual for you and you have questions about what you see at the moment, but we will teach each additional action in details in future videos, so just don't think about it at the moment. Let's see what's next. It's element 3. Element 3 show a current DOM model of open page. Here you can see our start page, but let's open some basic one. As you can see, I have a recording enabled. That's one, everything I do in this browser will automatically record and add actions to my projects. Here you go. I click two checkboxes. This actions was added to my project automatically. And if you all select this particular action and hit play, actually play to break point, browser was reloaded. We navigated to this page again and two checkboxes was clicked. That's how it's simple. When you do something on the page, for example, click links, DOM model in element 3 will be changed automatically. You can check which text you want to see here, because on big pages there will be tons, hundreds or thousands of elements, and sometimes you want to check only selects on this page. That's why you can check select multi-select, click OK, and if element in the DOM tree is visible element in browser, when you click on it, a browser will be focused on it and you can check what it's all about, like this one. Additionally, you can add your own tags via this option. You will not see it, it's off the screen. This is additional menu which allows you to add tags or remove tags. There are a lot of new sites which has unusual HTML element which acts like submit buttons, for example. And if something you cannot find in standard list, for example WYSIWYG text areas, you can just add element name, tag name to this menu, and you will see it in element tree. I usually don't keep this window open because it requires space of ProjectMaker workspace, and it's not really commonly used. That's why you can just open it when you need it and close it if you don't need it anymore. What you can do in element tree, except focusing on element, you can right click on each element. Let's combine element tree with the next window of ProjectMaker. It's element properties. Here you can see when I click and change my selection, element properties will be changed automatically and will display current attributes and its values of selected elements. It's very useful when you work with Action Designer, which will be explained a little bit later. When you don't wanna just using recording mode and click on elements, but when you wanna pick handle pick attributes to search on the page. We will back to that. Let's close it for now. I can select each group of actions or one particular action and just delete it. I recorded a lot, so I just delete all of it. So it's element properties. Also, you can enable follow the cursor function, and when you will move your mouse, sorry, I will need to open element tree again, because follow the cursor function shows only elements that fit your selection in element tree. I will select all, close. Come on. Okay, a little bit delayed. When I move my mouse, I can see that element properties window updates automatically, and here it text area. And if you agree with attributes which displayed in element properties window, you can just continue to work with it. I can fill it with any data, or right click and fill value from any variable, which will be explained a little bit further. But the main concept is that you wanna, that you can hover. I'm really sorry, I just forgot this word. You can hover any element and check its properties, and if you have recording on and you see, yeah, it's input checkbox and it's input checkbox that I want to click, you just click it. So it's additional data which allows you to analyze properties of elements that you try to work with. Let's go further. Next window is variables. There will be big one lesson about variables, so I will not really explain it in details now, but it should be in your ProjectMaker workspace, because it's something that you will work in every project. You can create your own variables. You have auto-generated variables, environment variables, and global ones. I will not spend my time to explain it in details at the moment, but for the workspace question, it should be in your workspace. And the last one is log. I usually attach it to the bottom of the project window and make it small. As you can see, I rearranged windows and I'm ready to work, but since my recording screen is kind of small, I will show you one additional thing that you can do. You can see all these huge buttons that can be used, but if you have smaller screen, you would like to hide it. But instead of just hiding it, I will move all these functions to my ribbon bar. Right click, quick access, toolbar. It's the way you can move any of these functions to the quick access bar, and feel free to hide this main navigation block to make workspace more bigger. It's really useful when you have small screen size, because for ProjectMaker it's never enough for workspace. And if you have, for example, two PC monitors, you can drag window and actually move it to another monitor. Organize it the way you feel comfortable to work with. Well, let's go further. What we see in this main bar. Here are main functions. First of all, it's restart of the project. Once you recorded your project from the scratch, you want to test how it works. So you just click restart, and software by default allows you to choose whether you want to step-by-step clicking process to check every step of your project, or just wanna let it run. We just wanna let it run. So I just click, and let's see what this test project do. We just logged in or registered, I don't remember. But the whole process is finished. As you can see, we finished with alert. You will not see on recorded video, but it's actually a little model window next to the Windows clocks, which will show alert with a message. In this case, it was shown registration completed, and these are our login and password that were used during this registration. So it's restart function. Next function is play. You can click it. First of all, you need to select your start action you wanna go from. ZennoPoster allows you to debug your projects not just from the start, but if you have already open page, and you would like to test, for example, click on it, and you have recorded action in your project, you just select this action, Just imagine it. It's navigation action, but I mean, test something really. Okay, let's go back. And here we see input password fields. For example, I have record detection for it. So I just select it, hit play, and this section get executed. And next function, play till breakpoint, allows you to automatically test parts of your project till breakpoint. You can set breakpoint by right click, breakpoint, and right now I have selected setting password action, and if I hit play till breakpoint, a process will go automatically till the first action with breakpoint, like this. Here it goes. If something is work longer, for example, I have big project and you hit restart it and it start to be executed and you don't want to execute anymore, you just hit stop button. It disabled while a project is not running, but it's enabled while it is running. So I can stop at any time. Next to icons is our profile. Profile is a great thing, and it is auto-generated. These two icons allows you to check what data is used in your profile at the moment. Data for profile is generated on each start of your project, and you can set settings for generation. I will show static blocks in this menu. I just click this little person, and here I have settings for generation generating profiles. Nationality, either Russian or United States. Location, macro for login. I will explain it a little bit later in text processing action. You can pick gender in persons. It will be picked by random, I'm sorry, and age range. The next tab, browser, allows you to randomize user agents which will be used on each run of your bot. So you just can move these options the way you like. And if we will open our current profile and click regenerate, you can see that it automatically generate random persons and random browser data. ZennoPoster allows you to emulate not just only user agents, but also operation systems, screen size, and all other tiny attributes and HTTP headers which can make your bot to look absolutely unique on each run for any particular site. So in this block, current profile, you cannot actually change settings. It allows you to check what is used at the moment. All settings you can do in this small bar in project window. Here it is, profile. Next function is IntelliSearch. We'll have another big lesson in the future about it. It's a magic function which allows you not to use any HTML attribute, tags, and so on. You don't really you don't need to mess with it. You just click IntelliSearch, and it will highlight key elements on the page and allow you to decide whether you want to use it in your bot or not. And on most of key elements, IntelliSearch already knows what to do. For example, I just click on them. I don't wanna really... Okay, let's open standard registration page with fields like name and so on. Here it goes. First element, and IntelliSearch think that it's name. And if I agree, I just click green button. Next one, surname, correct. Email, correct. Password, correct. And so on. It uses its own database to identify elements. And you can add another type of elements to it to create your own databases for your own languages, for example. But I will show it in details in future lessons. I will not keep your time for it at the moment, sorry. Next function is email processing. It allows you to log into your email account, which is used for test registration. For example, you create bots to auto-register Yahoo emails, and I'm sorry, Twitter accounts, for example, and you use one test Yahoo email. You can fill your credentials here, and ZennoPoster use settings for connection for almost all major email providers. You can log into an account, you can download emails, you can check emails, you can create regular expressions to identify correct email, which should be used to find emails after registration on any resource, and so on. We will also talk about this later, but it's just a function on the main bar. Next one is enter CAPTCHA manually, CAPTCHA recognition window. If you don't use services like Death by CAPTCHA, Antigate, DeCAPTCHA, and so on, you can solve CAPTCHAs manually if you'd like. They will pop up here. On the right, there will be text fields where you can type answers to the CAPTCHAs and submit them. And next one is current action. If you have huge project and you moved somewhere and analyzed part of your project and wanna back to where you stopped, you just click it, and the project automatically focus on the last selected action. Next function is really good. It wasn't presented in earlier versions of ZennoPoster, but it's a really big deal in latest versions, especially when you have big projects. This function allows you to disable drawings and visual effects while you debug your template. And for example, when I will click restart, as you can see, each action is highlighted and process goes step by step, and it shows each step. While we talk about something related to web page, for example filling forms, it's okay to see all this process. But when you have a loop and you work, for example, with Excel table with hundreds of rows, and each circle of the loop you see these animations, it's really long process. But all actions with data, with lists, with variables, texts, Excel tables, is extremely fast. It's even take 1 second for each execution of that kind of actions. And if you for example, have huge project with huge loops with your data, you just click delay drawing, hit restart of your project, and as you can see, project is running there, but none of actions is highlighted, and it's extremely increased speed of your project. Back to my thought, if it's not related to web browser and filling form, just another actions with data. So where you want fast debugging, you just click on this function. When you want to see each step one by one, you disable it. Next button is Advanced Editor. It's the same project window with a little bit bigger model static block with the same icons. Here on the left you can see all possible actions that you can add to your project. You can drag them like this, and in debug mode you can right click anywhere within your project, and add action is presented here too. But why Advanced Editor is important? First of all, it's really useful when you have small size monitor. When you have a really small screen size, because window of project is really bigger. You can navigate here to see more data visually. You can also edit any action by double clicking on it. And here you can find a really useful function which calls search. I will show you a little example. Okay. Here it is. It's just a sample action with one logic block. This action check if 1 is equal to 6. Of course it will fail. I will run this project in ZennoPoster now. I will open logs, and you can see that I have a record in my log that something goes wrong. Template couldn't be executed successfully. Log is a huge part of the debugging process, and when you already running projects in ZennoPoster, you will see errors, especially when you use proxies or really hard logic in your project. Here in ZennoPoster, when you see something bad in logs, you can right click on the string, choose copy ID of action, then you go back to ProjectMaker, you click search, you paste what you copied from there, click find, and ZennoPoster will find exactly in which action there were error. So if you see something goes wrong in ZennoPoster logs, you just open project in ProjectMaker and you analyze the problem and you fix it. So search is very important, and it's presented only in Advanced Editor, so keep it in mind. Let's back to record and debugging. What we have here on the right side. Of course, all of these icons can be moved to quick access toolbar too, if you want to. Here in browser we have a back button. If page is loading really slow, if you use, for example, slow proxy, or the page itself is really heavy, you can always click this stop button, interrupt, I would say better, and loading will be interrupted. This icon is just go to the page, I click it, and it goes to the URL that I have here. Next button allows you to add additional tabs. If you have recording enabled, these tabs will be also added in your project. So if you want your bot to use several tabs, if you, for example, need some data from one tab and want to transfer it to another tab, you can use several tabs. I can also close it, and this section was added too. Next one is page source code. Here you can check, first of all, DOM text of the page, original source. What's the difference? If you don't know, DOM is the same as source, but after all scripts, JavaScripts, are executed on the page. So if some data is loaded via scripts, it will be presented in DOM text, but it will not be presented in original source. Next one is page text. It's the visible text on the page, only it. You can use all this data, DOM, source, page text, as variables in your project. You can also scrape, you can always scrape anything from here and so on. Here's a nice function, copy to regular expression designer. You click it, here you can see your DOM text, and here you create your regular expression which you want to use to either identify element or organize scraping of data from the page. We will talk about regular expression designer in another video. And we have clear cache and clear cookies button. So if you want to clear this data in the middle of something, you just click here. Do you really want to clear cookies? Yes. At the bottom bar, you can see that first of all, its status of the loading. If page is continuously loaded, for example, it has script which automatically retrieve data from server and it doesn't stop, you will see there most likely yellow icon, which means that data is loading, or red one. Next thing is a proxy. As you can see, I don't use proxies for my project, but if I would use it, I would see here exact proxy string that is used. Next icons allows you to disable some stuff from current browser. It will not, these settings will be not saved in your project. So, for example, if you want to disable images, you should do this at the start of your project via action. It's here. But for current browser, I can disable, for example, images. Just click, and you can see that images will not be loaded. Other functions are enabling, disabling pop-ups, frames, CSS, JavaScript execution, Flash, function which is called load plugins in the same window. It's commonly used if you have problem with Flash on your page. I will explain it in the lesson when we will talk about settings, main settings of the software. It's not really a useful feature, but it may help you with serious problems with Flash. Well, I explain it a little bit further. And last one enabled function is loading ads. You can enable and disable it. It's like ad block, and you can have your own filters in the format of ad block. I will show where it lies. It's in data, filters. Like I said 100 times in this video already, we will talk about it a little bit further when we will speak about browser setting actions. Next one is a timeout for tab. There's additional action for it, of course, but you can see it at current browser. What does it mean? It means that if page start loading, and if it will not be loaded fully in 150 seconds, loading will be interrupted. Well, I guess for workspace, it's all. Let's see you in the next video, where we will learn how to record our first simple fully project.